See how my internet works. This will be a true experiment. I'm connected to it, so hopefully it works out. I think the last time I ran a show from my place, we did that special episode with Ryan Burns and Sean. We were talking about a game, and halfway through me talking, it cuts out completely. So this is going to be an interesting social experiment to see if whether or not Antietam Cable can handle live streaming. That being said, it worked the night I had the last Blunt Talk episode, which was like back in January. I'm just talking until I get an audience and finish sharing like all these posts. We have 3 viewers. Damn. 3 viewers. Nobody's watching anymore. Everybody's quit. I understand. I've gotten kind of boring these last couple of days. Gotta be a bit more entertaining, you know. 6 viewers. I guess I'll start talking. What up, everybody? Good evening. Welcome to 4 State Uncut. I'm Joey Blaze. Tonight's episode is viewer's choice. Whatever you want to be. Whatever you want to talk about. Whether it be the DMV FFL / well, there was like 6 different leagues running that tournament. East Coast Nationals. Whether it be scrimmages, whether it be Summer Sizzler, Charm City Classic, Blick, anything coming up, semi-pro. If you want to talk about it, let's say something. There's a lot going on right now in the 4-state area. Yeah, correct. We're getting through it slowly but surely. And football season is back. And that's the most important part of all. State of Washington County, chilly. Well, here's what I've heard. There will be a Washington County Flag Football League this fall. There will be. Just kind of waiting on Maryland to actually allow contact sports again. And I turned the volume down only for the volume to basically go back up. Okay. That makes perfect sense. There, ringtone down. Sheesh. I should do the settings beforehand. Yeah, there will be a Washington County. Just kind of wait. Maryland has not approved contact sports yet. Virginia has. Pennsylvania has. Maryland is still sitting here and holding off until, my guess, the first week of August, last week of July. That's what I'm estimating. Contact sports being legalized in Maryland again. That said, we've been doing contact sports in Maryland illegally for the last 2 months, but you know, who cares about semantics? We're just out here playing a game. I did get word, Green Machine will enter the Washington County Flag Football League this fall. Originally, they were going to be part of Keystone, but due to the change in days, the Green Machine has switched over to County, so County will get a new team. Looking forward to seeing how well they do. Looking forward to seeing the Green Machine this season in Washington County. We'll have a word for their captains sometime, some point, somewhere. I just don't know when. Let's see. If I were to estimate, I would guess we're going to kick off around late August, early September. Probably either Labor Day or the weekend prior. The Green Machine, Cato. Just wait and see, man. They're going to be something. Speaking of green, this green apple's great. It's hard to find Angry Orchard in a can, like, around here. They only sell it in Virginia, I swear up and down. Like, I'm going to commentate on that. Virginia is better to buy alcohol from than Maryland. That 40 was clutch I got over the weekend. That felt really nice after the fact. Yeah, Daniel Taylor team. That is the Green Machine, Cato. But, yeah. Let me talk about this weekend a little bit more. I went into some detail last night, but as you guys could tell, I was wired a little bit. Had a fun weekend overall. Big shout out to everybody involved in running the tournament. I would name every single name, but I don't have every single name down. So a big shout out to them. They're organizing the tournament. It was a fun time. Looking forward to going back next year. Looking forward to the next event they do as well. Do I plan to attend Worlds? As of right now, I will be in better financial shape next year than I was going into this year's Worlds. So I would say yes. I just have to physically get down there. And a lot of that's going to depend on even if we have a Worlds with Corona spiking in Florida. For what it's worth, FFWCT just canceled the Nationals tournament they had scheduled for late August in Chicago because of cases there. So if Florida continues having their issues, then I don't foresee us actually having a Worlds down there. I would like to go down. Love to. Worlds was fun last year. That was quite a tournament. I would say Worlds was up there. I think it was the best tournament I've been to. Worlds 2020. That was great. I had an excellent time. It's a shame we won't be at NERP because NERP was awesome. Instead, we'll be at Panama City Beach. I went down there once, like 15 years ago, for softball. Not too bad. It's not a bad area. It's just a shame we're not going to be back at NERP. I thought NERP was probably the best facility I've been to. But the facilities this weekend were top notch. I'm not sure who was in charge of the booking the facilities, but they did an excellent job. Do you chili? All right. I'm going to definitely try to make it. We'll see how it goes. As of the moment, I would say, yeah, I start a new job next year. Or not next year, next week. Be taking up more of my time. Side note, I've been basically unemployed for the most part since, like, March. I do Instacart, which is grocery delivery. It's fine. I make good money some weeks. It's just other weeks it's up and down. I start a new job next week. Be a nice Monday through Friday gig, which means weekends I'm available 100%. No excuses from me. No more, oh, I got work this weekend, guys. Nah, no more working on the weekends. We're 100% free the rest of the way. Trey, you better come down. That'd be great, man. Love to have you down in Florida. Honestly, I'm thinking about just renting a van and just putting a bunch of us all together and just, hanging out. I think that'd be pretty cool. Just like all of us chilling together for a weekend. We get a van, rent it, drive down, hang out. I know you're all like driving. I don't know. Flying was fine, but you got to get a rental anyways because of the fact that once you get down to Florida, there's no airport that directly connects to Panama City Beach. So it's still a lot of driving inevitably, but it's just something I want to do. It'll be a nice little road trip. I haven't taken a real road trip in years. If anybody is trying to call in, let me know. Like I said, this is open forum tonight. I'm just mostly testing the live here because I never go live here. The last time we actually went live was the last episode of Blunt Talk. And that was 6 months ago. Wow. It's been a while. 35 and up TV national champions. I can't wait for that. We need, what we need? We need a 30 or 35 and up game. Like, we need something like that around here. I would like to see that. We do it at the Turkey Bowl every year. That's tackle, though. I would like to see a flag version of that. I feel like it could be interesting just to see who gets mixed up and everything else. I like seeing rosters mixed up like that. We get too used to everybody playing for one team. It's cool to see guys working together who never normally do. That's the one thing I really like about the scrimmages we've been doing over the last couple of months is that some weeks you do mix it up a little bit. You got guys on different teams who never normally play together. Heard about Ruckus having their scrimmage this past weekend. Tyler Spencer guest starred for them. I don't know who else went down there as well. Some program guys were there. They all teamed up with Ruckus and formed a team against the Spartans. We were supposed to have a Spartans rep on tonight, but he has vanished. So if anybody knows the whereabouts of Darrell, please give me a heads up or tell him that he's still on the air. Otherwise, I'm just kind of improvising a little bit here. Think. Summer Sizzler next week. Next weekend already. It's here. We're finally having the first 9-man tournament since Worlds. And it's ours. That's awesome. I'm stoked. This is going to be a great time. Coverage begins for that next Wednesday. There's about 9 teams we got right now. It's going to be TBT, Misfits. Man, I wish I was on the Zaza right now. I ain't got nothing. I'm ran out, Kato. I'm out of it. But like I said, there's supposed to be 9 teams. I'm looking forward to seeing all 9. Team Blunt Talk, Misfits, Killer Bees, X-Dogs, Tri-State Spartans, Browns, Baltimore Hawks, BC Elite, and Gusto Land. What a roster, what a lineup. Speaking of Gusto Land, I got to look at them this past weekend over at the tournament. They played 8-man. They did not fare very well. 1-2 overall for the weekend. Both losses were literally in the final minute, though. So, they're not bad. I really think that Gusto is going to make a big statement in this next couple weeks. The stage is set for them to make a statement. Summer Sizzler next week, and then the week after, Charm City Classic. They're playing A bracket ball. For the first time, they'll be playing in the A bracket. And I'm really excited to see how they fare. Because, York is not far from Baltimore. It really isn't. That's maybe less than an hour drive. So they're going to have a lot of their guys there. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they fare. Going back to some other teams, looking at that tournament. Team Blunt Talk. I'm not going to talk about Team Blunt Talk because, what's there to talk about? I don't want to talk about myself. That's boring. Misfits. Hey, big shout out to what Regan and them did this past weekend in Texas. They went down to Arlington and they got second place. They had a plus 58 on Saturday. Then Sunday they fell short in the finals. But they had a great weekend. They balled out. They represented the 4-state proudly. Looking forward to seeing what John Regan, the company, does next. We had Lurie on last night, right around 1 o'clock in the morning. We were talking a little bit. He says they got some unfinished business and they're ready to go. This Misfits team is going to be coming in heavy for the Summer Sizzler. And I expect no less out of this Misfits. I really don't. I expect them to come loaded. They're going to have a lot. And it's going to be really interesting to see what they bring to the table. Who else? Killer Bees. Killer Bees had a very bad performance at their first 2 tournaments. They did not fare very well in Gettysburg. They got demolished by both Rampage and ADR. Then last summer, the Sizzler, they got donutted by Ruckus and they lost to the Gators. So overall, I think the Killer Bees are going to fare better this time around. So I was reading a message somebody sent me. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have. Because I know they're going to have more than what they show. They got some underrated ballers on that team. I think you're going to see a Bees team who will put up a fight. They're not going to bend over like they did last year in the Sizzler. They broke and couldn't hold on. They got beaten in the trenches by Ruckus. Damian Coates had 4 sacks in that game. He just demolished their line. And they just couldn't get anything going. Same for the Gators game. They only had 6 points. They struggled in that one as well. I feel like, though, the Bees, this time around, they definitely have a better shot than what they had last year. It all depends on the draw, People forget, for these tournaments, the draw you get on day 1 is important. If you get mismatches and you put yourself as a lower seed going to day 2, it may not fare well for you, Especially because day 2, you got to get up at 7:30 in the morning. First game's at 7:30. And there's no worse feeling than a 7:30 kickoff where you know you got to play till about 8 o'clock that night. So, curious to see how the Bees do. X-Dogs. What do they have? Is this... I don't think it's going to be the same X-Dogs we saw last year in the Summer Sizzler. I don't foresee that. I think you're going to get a team that resembles more the Winter Chiller team. But this time, Matt is healthy. I think they'll fare better. What really hurt them in the Chiller was they lost him so early on that they just had nothing after that. We'll get to the Spartans just in a moment. But the X-Dogs, it's hard to tell what kind of X-Dogs team we're getting. I think that's kind of why I'm a little sketchy on them going into this tournament. Like, don't get me wrong. If this was a regular season and they had all season to put it together, I would say the X-Dogs have a legit shot. Because, you know, Matt has found guys for 20 years. You got to remember, this team's been around since 2002. And the one consistent player has been Matt Eisenberg. And he keeps finding guys. He keeps finding a way. It's hard to tell what kind of monsters they have waiting in the trenches up there in Newville. I'm curious to see how it all looks. I'm looking forward to seeing them again. I really am. I didn't like how things went the last time the X-Dogs played. That was a shame. It was disappointing. Especially seeing Matt go down so early in the game. But this time around, I think we're going to get a much more competitive team than we had at the Winter Chiller. See, who else? Spartans. Oh, man, Don's got you guys ready. I know that. Don definitely has you guys ready for this tournament. Like, the Spartans, I feel like, are the most ready because they've been practicing every single weekend for the last several months. And they've been doing two a weekend. They're scrimmaging left and right. They want all the smoke. Like, this is not the same Spartans team from last fall. This one's a little bit more focused. They're a little bit more fine-tuned. Last fall had a bad taste in their mouth. They lost the championship game to be back in the program. I feel like you've had all that time to sit and soak that in for the last 8 months. The Spartans are definitely going to come into this tournament motivated, at the very least. They're going to come in with a lot of fire, a lot of intensity, and they're going to want all the smoke, and they're going to bring all the smoke. It's just a matter of if they're ready to take that next step. Because playing in a tournament is different. That's the one thing that makes me kind of wonder about the Spartans. Are they ready for a tournament? Do they know what they're getting into yet? Because a lot of those guys haven't played in a tournament. They haven't done the 2 on Saturday and play from dawn till dusk on Sunday. It's a whole different experience. This is not league ball. It's going to be way different for them. It's whether or not they can handle the pressure is going to be what determines whether or not they do well in this in this tournament. I think that's going to be the biggest key. I think the other key is who's going to play quarterback. Is it Keenan Pooler? Is it Kyler Todd? Who is it? Is it both? Are they going to come out and run an ADR offense? Who knows? We'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Spartans do. Because there's a lot of hype coming from that locker room. A lot of hype. And the biggest question is it overblown? Or are they onto something? We'll see. Browns. Mm. They're going to need help. They're going to need a lot of help. If there's a team, if anybody is trying to play in this tournament, I would say try to play for the Browns. Because the Browns I've seen this off season, they have lacked depth. They've lacked numbers. I think the most I saw was 15, and that's it. Um, there hasn't been much consistency shown at all. I don't even know who their starting quarterback is. There's so many things about this Browns team that's sketchy going to this tournament. What's their line like? You know, who's quarterback? Are they going to dress more than 14? And, I go back to the example I just used on the Spartans. Are they ready for a tournament? Like I said, it's different. And a lot of those guys over there have never played in a tournament. A couple of them did for the Spartans last year. Not the Don Brown Spartans. I'm talking about the Blue Spartans. Rest in peace. Although you might as well say this is the Spartans. I mean, same guys are running the team that ran the Spartans. The only difference is, if needing help with it, you're harsh, Cato. Yeah, they need help. They're going to need a lot of help. But, it all depends on who they draw. If they draw TBT, Misfits, and Gusto Land, or one of those, or two of those three in the same bracket, it could be a long weekend for the Browns. Don't get me wrong. I think they got guys who can come out there and play. It's just, I don't think they have enough of those guys. And my guest has finally popped up. Let's get him on. So I'm going to take a break from naming off teams. We're going to get back to that later. We were just talking about... Sorry for my finger being in the way. Imagine that's not a good visual. Zach Ruby, the Immortals should join up. They should. I agree. That's
Yo, what's up?
You need headphones.
Oh man, hey, we got some headphones. Damn, no headphones, Joe. You don't got no. You can't hear me.
I can hear you. It's just I'm echoing.
Ah.
But we can try it. Let's go.
Hold on. She's gonna look and see if we got some. But what's going on? What y'all been talking about?
Talking about Summer Christmas.
Yes. It's getting close, yo. 2 weeks, man. We just wrapped up our last little scrimmage over the weekend.
How'd it go?
It went good. Just, what we were just trying to do, man, just everybody getting locked in, making sure that, everything counts right now, you know what I mean? Everything you're doing right now, it's like getting in that final prepare mode. My bad, for the tournament. So, things look good. I mean, we've been out there every weekend, putting in the work. But now it's just, hold on, I'm going to put these headphones on. That better?
Yeah, it's good.
I bet.
Now I can talk. Yeah, whenever there's no headphones on, my voice just gets muffled.
Okay.
So, yeah, yesterday's scrimmage, you guys took on Ruckus / program / well, anybody who filled in that day was considered Ruckus, so might as well be just Ruckus.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. They were kind of combined. It was Ruckus and program a little bit, mostly Ruckus. But yeah, it was good. I think it was good for everybody that was out there. That's been out there every weekend. But But like I was telling our guys, I was like, yo, this is it. You know, this is our last real bump before we go out here in this tournament, man. And when we get out here in this tournament, these other teams, man, you're gonna see it's the real deal. You know, like motherfuckers. I mean, people putting everything into this. People come out there, they're not playing, especially during them tournaments. So just making sure, you know, that like we're all on the same page and we're ready to go come 2 weeks, man. So
I'm excited, man. We're looking forward. It's gonna be a good time. Now, I think I know the answer to this question, but TBT aside, who would you want to draw for this tournament?
um you're asking me who I think is gonna be who's gonna be pretty good. Good teams out there, good matches.
Who do you want to play against the most, I should say?
Besides TVT, Gusto Land, Misfits, definitely. I know a few of those guys out there, Tay and some of his other guys that roll with him. Definitely looking forward to playing them if we get them in our pool or whatever. But yeah, Misfits, Gusto Land. Been watching some film on Gusto Land. They look pretty solid, yeah. TBT, um, Killer Bees. I mean, they're gonna be there. I mean, that's gonna be a good bump. Not really. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be good to play them or whatever, but not really too focused on them. I want to see some of those other teams, Augusta Land, Misfits. Like I said, we haven't seen them in a while. Uh, can't really think of all the teams. I don't got all the teams down pat like you do on the top of my head.
Well,
For,
so the teams are Killer Bees, X Dogs, Gusto Land, Misfits, BC Elite, Baltimore Hawks, the Browns, us, you all, and I think I just named and Gusto Land.
yeah, X Dogs, Matty Ice. I know he's going to come out there and those guys. He's going to have those guys rallying, ready to do their thing too. That's going to be nice too.
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, I think the X Dogs are the fine guys. Like Matt's been able to find talent for many years.
Yeah, Matt always comes out. Times I played against him in Washington County, he's always came out and done his thing, and that team is pretty. They got good chemistry and pretty well organized too, for what I noticed. So yeah, I look for them to ball out too. I heard I heard rumors of don't get me wrong, but Birdman was supposedly might be in the tournament or some shit like that.
What?
Yeah,
Birdman
swear. Yeah,
for the Browns?
I don't know what team.
That's the only team I can
Yeah.
think of.
For the Browns. Imagine that.
Hey, that's a big power move if Tom Matthews lands Birdman. Question, does it get Corey Webb with Birdman too? Is it a package deal?
Yeah. Heard Dion might be out there too, something like that.
I saw Dion on Misfits last year, so I expect to see Dion out there.
I think Misfits is gonna come out uh deep, yo. With a lot of their core guys, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the AFN, that whole Misfits, some of the guys that they took down to Texas. I think they're gonna come out yeah, pretty deep, man, pretty packed. I was thinking about that over the weekend watching some of the games and stuff. I also was thinking about TBT, and I was like, I'm kind of a little bit excited to see who you guys are going to bring out.
It's
It's
TBD, to be
yeah,
determined.
to be determined, right? It is to be determined. It's going to be good though, man.
I got about 80 guys, Darrell.
You probably do, for real. You probably do.
I might
I
send
can't.
some to the Browns to help them out.
He should. He should.
I recommended a lineman earlier to Cash when I was on the phone with him. I told him there's a lineman you can get. Go ahead and grab him.
Yeah.
I want to make it balanced. I want to make it fair, you know. But if the Browns got Birdman, then you know what? They might be fine.
Yeah. Probably.
Man, it's a summer scissor. I really don't. Uh-oh. Did we lose Darrell? Darrell? Oh, snap. Hold on. Let me fix it. for a second. Let me see if I can get him back in. With Facebook Live, you never know what you're getting. I think it froze on his end. It's not giving me the option, but give it a second. Um, Birdman really in the Summer Sizzler? I don't know. Okay, if anybody's got Birdman, it's probably going to be Regan because Regan's a master recruiter. If anybody's got Birdman, it's him. I see you watching, John. If you have Birdman, please let us know. We'll find out either way with the roster. But if he's on Browns, that would be even more insane. That's not going to happen either way. And we've lost Darrell completely. So, Darrell, if you still finding a way to listen, let me know if you get back on, bro. Going back to the tournament, looking again, Zach Ruby. What does Ruby have to say? I've been seeing these comments back and forth. Someone we don't know. Played first season the Immortals were in. Your shit died, Darrell? Well, that ain't good. Can I still call you in, though? No, won't let me. If you can get back on, Darrell, let me know. Let me go back to talking about teams again. Who was I left? Who was I talking about last? Spartans. We talked about the Browns. BC Elite. Yeah, BC Elite. TJ Holston and company. Oh, I think that's Darrell. There's Darrell. Let me get back to BC Elite in a moment. We're going to get Darrell on. No answer from the live guest. Ah, boy. Gotta love Facebook. Do your thing. It's on the charger? Okay. I'll keep going then. BC Elite. So, last year, Owings Mills, Charm City Classic. They got to the semifinals. They fell short to the Renegades. That came down to the final play of the game. Renegades went on to lose in the championship. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have this time around. The last time I saw BC Elite was in York. They had some misfits on their sideline. I don't think you'll see them this time around, so I'm curious to see who all they have. I get the feeling they're going to come loaded, and they're going to come locked and ready to go. I'm not sleeping on BC Elite, I know that much. TJ Holston has had success up there in Shippensburg. He got a ring last year playing for the Misfits, and they had back-to-back semifinal appearances. Like I said, they got to the York semis, they got to the Charm City semis. It's just a question of what team shows up. And we're going to have a better idea of that, I believe, next week when we get the rosters. And for the record, rosters are due 7 p.m. next Friday night. Have them to me by 7 p.m. next Friday night. We're going to have them out, and we're going to talk about each roster and teams on that Friday night when we do an episode of Blunt Talk, and we're going to show what's going on, what to expect. So that's BC Elite. Baltimore Hawks. They did pretty well down in Worlds, I thought, as combined forces with several other teams. It's just a matter of what kind of Hawks team are we getting? It's the same question as BC Elite. Who are we getting exactly? Are we getting more of the regular Hawks that we see normally? Will there be some Charger guys there? Who's coming, Who do they got? Personally, there's a whole pool of talent that they could pull from in the OMFFL for this tournament. There is a whole pool of talent. And I feel like Robbie and them are going to take advantage of that. And I feel like that's something to look out for. I think they're a team that's going to be interesting to watch in this tournament. Final team, Gusto Land. Talk about a team who's been traveling all over. They are putting into work this offseason. They have put in so much work. They were in the XFFL tournament a few weeks ago. They were in Richmond this past weekend. As mentioned, they're going to be doing Charm City Classic in the A bracket. They are legit stepping up this year. They're looking to make a statement. I'm excited to see what they can do. Bob is an excellent quarterback. He is so ridiculously mobile. It is insane watching him play. Like, there were times when I was watching the Gusto Land game yesterday morning. I can't remember who they played anymore. Um, but there were times watching that the other morning where I just wondered, how did he get away from the pressure? And I actually went back and watched the Gusto Land Misfits game with Coley the other day. We were watching it before we headed to the tournament, and what a game that was. That was possibly the greatest game in this area in 2019, was that Gusto Land Misfits game. That was a war, and I get the feeling that if they face each other again, you're going to get twice of what that game was the first time around. It's going to be awesome. And I really hope we get a shot at seeing that. I hope we get a shot at seeing all these other teams. I am excited. Next Saturday it begins. We're going to be covering this bitch like it's... I have no analogy. You know what I'm trying to say. Starting next Wednesday, we're going to do the drawing of the matchup. Special 4-state Uncut episode. We'll be drawing the matches. I'll announce them on air. Are we talking about Gusto Land Misfits, Terrell? But anyways, we're going to do the matchup drawings on Wednesday night about 9 o'clock. Actually, I might go on earlier. We'll see. I have to decide that. See, the problem with your comment, Chili, is Warriors and X-Dogs is played at Maryland. That was at Marty Snook. Thinking. Gusto and Misfits, 25 or 26-19 was the final. Misfits won the game. It was a battle. It was an absolute thriller. Like I said, it's a shame we didn't get to day 2 of that tournament because they were poised to face off again. Like, they were set to face off again. And it's hard to tell how that rematch would have gone. That's why this tournament is so hyped. There is a lot of unfinished business in this tournament for a lot of teams. There's a lot to prove in this tournament. The unique part of it is all of the KFFL champions will be in it. Killer Bees, Misfits, and X-Dogs. The Summer Sizzler champion, TBT, will be in it. This is going to be the first tournament since Worlds for 9-man. You have to go back to Worlds. That was 6 months ago. But we're finally back. And it's the KFFL kicking us off. Who would have thought? Summer Sizzler next week, as mentioned, special 5-night event. It's going to be lit. It's going to be legit. Starting off with the drawing of the matchups on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to have... Thursday, we're going to have media night. We're going to have all the captains come on and talk about their teams. Friday, we're going to have an Ask the Experts night, where we're going to ask different flag football fans and players what they think going into this tournament is going to be like. And then Saturday, we'll have a recap show. Sunday, we're going to be there on the field for the champions. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be all over it. I'll have coverage of the games. Keith Giles will have coverage of the games. We're going to be him and I be swapping on and off if we can. I'm also looking to have a third live streamer at the tournament. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be out there from about 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And then on day 4, I would say that we're going to be reviewing the matchups for Sunday. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. I really am. This is the first tournament we've had for 9-man in a while. It's been a long time. So, Summer Sizzler. If anybody has anything to say about it, anything at all, about anything, feel free to call in. I still got some things to say. Vendors, we are actually working with a vendor to give flags to the winner, custom flags. That's something we're working on. There is no food truck. I will tell that. There will be no food truck. And a lot of that is because of COVID. We've been put under some strict restrictions by the state of Pennsylvania. And it's kind of made it to be a non-traditional tournament, so but we're still gonna have a good time. It's just how it is right now. We're in a tight spot, like we really are. Like the only way we can come back is if we abide by the rules, and unfortunately, the rules aren't fun. But we're still going to be playing some great ball. It's still going to be a great time, and I look forward to it. It's going to be, I won't say the tournament of the year, but let's just call it the tournament of the month. The Summer Sister. And joining us, it won't let me add him. Let me see. Let me send him a message real quick. So, yeah. 25th, 26th, and then after that, we'll have Charm City Classic. That's going to also be a multi-night event. We're going to top what we did last year for Charm City. Oh, I think it's coming. I think the request came in. There we go. Facebook's being really weird. I really don't understand why. Can't call in my other guests. It's being a pain in the ass. I always love when Facebook decides it doesn't want to work for me when I'm trying to do something. But Charm City's going to be great. I'm going to actually, while I'm waiting to get that guest on, I'm going to take a look at the teams listed so far. Address to the field, Park Place, Shippensburg, PA. That's the address the park says. It's like Park Place, Shippensburg, PA. Though somebody else had a different address, and I think I can call in my guest finally because I see the option. Yes, we got it. Let's get them on. Try to pull up that Charm City post for later. Joining us at this time right now is a man who's been really busy as of late. He'll be even more busy in the next couple of weeks. Let's see how he holds up this 44th birthday. Mr. Chris Boone, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just body's pretty damn sore, man. Voice is gone. Too much yelling out there. Long, hot weekend.
Yeah, I agree about the hot part. It was steaming out there this past weekend. That
Yeah,
sun was no joke.
It was toasty. That eight man gauntlet was some bullshit. That was just crazy to me.
I thought it was, I'm not going to lie. You guys having 4 games before Gusto Land had their second is just wild.
So winning your first game was not a reward.
I just saw that.
If you lost your first game, you only played 2 on Saturday. If you won your first game, you played 4, which I have no clue what the hell that was. I mean, I have no clue how they set that bracket up. And then, of course, throughout the day after we played the first one, a lot of guys had to go play a lot of other events. A lot of them were playing co-ed and was at the other school playing fours and fives, and so it was just crazy. But to play 4 games, I think by the time we got to the fourth game, I think we only had like 12 people.
Yeah, I was hearing that the sideline just kind of disappeared as the day went along. It was a rough Saturday for the Savages. You guys had some early success. You beat Future of the
Yeah,
Retro in that first game. And honestly, you guys probably could have had the Baltimore Savages too.
yeah, we should beat them, but I mean, it's different, man. You don't know the rules to the game. It's a different style. Um, and then when you're taking, 3 and 4 teams, different guys from different teams and combining, it's hard to throw together for something that you never played,
Yeah. And
you know.
honestly, it's just, I felt like it was a bad spot for you guys. How often do you guys even use the triple threat flags?
That's the first time I've ever used them.
Wow. Your impressions?
Yep.
I wasn't a fan of it.
I don't like the whole game itself. I thought it was pretty bad. I just don't like the game style. You can have linemen leak downfield like they're going in for a route and just plow your DBs and stuff like that. It's just, I didn't like the style or the concept at all.
I'll say this much. It was different compared to what I'm used to.
Yeah.
And I imagine for you it was probably the same because you played 8-man almost all your career. You came from the 8-man world.
Yeah, but we play a different style, so you can't block downfield. Everything behind the line is live, but you can't block downfield, so it changes everything. So it's almost easy. But we play a different style, so you can't block downfield.
I hear myself
Everything
in the
behind the
background,
line
dude.
is live,
Oh shit.
but you can't
My
block
headphones fell
downfield, so
out.
it changes
No, you're fine.
everything. So,
There we go. Yeah, it was a
but
long Saturday for you guys. You guys played your first game at 7:30, and I don't think you played your last one till 9.
yeah, yep, all day, 12-hour day. It was crazy, but
Move along from 8-man. Let's talk about 5-man a little bit. You guys had a lot more success in 5-man this weekend, including scoring a donut shutout of Judah.
yeah, man, we played unreal that week over the weekend. It was for 5 man. That's a nice style, and we really like it. We got the skill set for it. Um, I thought we had the title game won. 14 seconds. They did a little pick route, cross route, and ran into Mayo, and Speedy broke free for a touchdown. So, 14 seconds away from winning that title.
Close, really close. But you guys definitely balled out this weekend. Showtime appearing for the first time all year. Actually, that was the first tournament you played in Boone since Worlds.
Right, correct. And I mean, we got a good 5 man team.
You guys really
We're
do.
we're we're talented.
Too much talent, perhaps.
But yeah, perhaps. We we're actually gonna start traveling a little bit more for 5 man. I think we're gonna make that one of our main concerns this year. Um, so because I think we'll be good in Florida for that too.
So you're looking at nines and fives for Florida.
Yeah, yep. I think that's what I'm gonna do the rest of the year. To be honest with you, nines and fives.
No more
I mean,
eights.
I got one more league to finish up in Virginia. I'm gonna go knock that out over the summer here, and then yeah, I'm pretty much done with 8.
So how's that going with Virginia Beach so far?
We start on Sunday. We got back-to-back games at 11 and 12 on Sunday.
Gotcha, gotcha. Any word on your
So
opponent or opponents?
I haven't even checked the schedule yet. Um, their league takes 16 teams. You
Oh
only
wow.
play 8 games. Yeah, you only play 8 games. So I really don't know who we play yet.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So, man, I'm sick to my stomach from last night, man. I'm fucking that shit pissed me off, man. I mean, not pissed me off because we played good and everything, but I wanted that one bad.
I know you did, and I thought you guys had it. I really did. After the low snap by Juice for the safety,
Yeah,
it was in hand, and just you go back to pick the play where Mouse stepped out, stops the clock, and that was
yeah, that was huge.
yeah,
Yeah,
that spared the timeout for main event, and then the final play, as you talked about, the one side will say it was a pick, one side will say it's a rug route. The ref said
right.
it was a rug. I'm not gonna
Well,
get in between because I don't want to cause a stir, but
yeah, yeah. I mean, a referee's probably not going to call that at the end of the game, anyways. You let the players decide the game. You don't want there no flags, so we just got to be smarter than that. We was all too bunched up, too tight. Our DB should have backed up a little bit and got out of that traffic, and we'd have been fine. But
this is
offense fucked up in the final minute also, running out, stopping the clock for them. And if you give Mike D too much time, he's going to find a way and get you, and that's what happened.
yeah, and he had a dart, he had a laser to Speedy on that play,
Yeah.
and Speedy almost actually dropped that pass. He actually bobbled it
Yeah.
when he got to the end zone.
Yeah, he almost didn't get to it.
Yeah,
But,
for a second I thought he was going to. I was like, oh snap.
he's a fast guy. He got to it, so, um, you know, and I was hoping we could get out of bounds after I threw the ball to BK. Instead, they started pitching it a little too early, I thought. I thought if they could have got to midfield and got out of bounds, then we could have brought Mayo and Sean in there, and we could have had a chance for a jump ball with 1 second left. But they made some pitches. I can't say nothing about that because I've seen them pitch the ball all the way to the house. So, um, you know, if we'd had more than 14 seconds, I think we could have scored too. But that's how it goes.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you can't take anything away from either squad. It was a hell of a battle from start to finish. You guys definitely showed you belonged this weekend in five man.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's funny how it goes because you know 2 years ago at nationals, every team wanted to match up with us, and now when they see us, they ain't trying to see us on that schedule no more.
Yeah, no, I definitely, and it's going to be interesting, Boone, to see what happens in a couple weeks when Showtime makes their nine-man debut for the Charm City
Yeah,
Classic.
yeah. I can't wait for that too. We're ready for that. We've already got the squad in the group, and we're ready, man. I think we're gonna bring that same talent out. So it's not too far. It's 2+ hours away from most of our guys. So I think pretty much everybody's ready to travel.
I think so too, and I feel like this Showtime team coming into Charm City is going to surprise a lot of people, at least the ones who didn't see
Oh,
what happened this weekend at five man.
right, definitely. Yeah, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be good, man. I'm pretty excited. So
We've seen what you guys have in skill position. Let's see what you got in the trenches.
right, yeah, we got I have Dom, Frank, Alex is coming, and then hopefully Ross and a bunch of them other guys are coming like they said they are. So we should be pretty deep on the O line and D line.
And that's going to be the biggest key to winning in the A bracket. You got to get the trenches down. You cannot BS
Oh,
those.
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So
Definitely.
that tournament looking like you guys got there's about 11 other teams in it. Trying to find the list of the teams. I might just try to recall off the top of my head. Um,
I know main event bullet.
that tournament looking like you got. I know that main event was listed. Strong Island was listed. Um, Gusto Land, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be playing A bracket ball for the very first time.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's going
they're
to be a
taking a
learning
big
curve
step
for
up.
them.
And they're a team that you're going to actually get a chance to see perhaps twice in the next 2 weeks, Boone.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We got the Sizzler comes up before all that, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 weeks away. I'm ready.
Your first actual nine-man game since Worlds.
Yeah, I know. It feels like it's been forever, man. This damn pandemic's been crazy.
You're,
So,
you're telling me it's been a wild ride these last couple of months. I'm just glad we got through the tournament yesterday. You know, it's good to
right.
see we get some flag football in. Um, that was something that we were lacking for the last couple of months.
Right.
Um, and now that it's back, it's a good feeling. It really is. Yesterday, this
Mm,
tournament, the 5 and 8 man ones was insane. Um,
yeah.
Tim has just mentioned he's going to be blocking for you one weekend, then playing against you the next weekend.
Do what?
As Tivis just mentioned, he'll be blocking for you on a Sizzler, and then he's going to be against you the next weekend.
Oh shit. Tell him, come on. That's all right. At least we get to play together once before I smack him around.
I like it. I like to see. I like to see a Showtime Bullets matchup at the Charm City Classic this upcoming
Yeah,
Sierra.
I mean, it could happen. Like I said, there's only what 10, 11, A teams, so you have a chance to play a bunch of different people. So that's pretty good. I
Yeah,
like that.
I just pulled up the list of teams. So this is what it's looking like. Aftermath, Bullets, 7 point spread, Laney's, Gusto, Madness, Scorpions. Main event, Rollers, which is Matt Bailey's new team, uh,
Okay.
the Bulldogs, and Playmakers Elite.
Okay. Well, shit. I mean, um, main event and 7 point spread. We've both played them 5 times or more. So it'd be nice to see some of them other teams we really ain't played. I mean, we played the Bullets 3 times. Or twice as ADR and then once as Blunt Talks. At least I played them a couple times. I'd like to play some of them new teams.
I think it'd be interesting to see how you guys match up with, because I don't think you guys ever played PME, have you?
We've never played PME, Aftermath. The only one of those teams that we've played main event, Bulldogs, and 7 point spread 5 or more times.
That's crazy to think about. And you guys have been like on that circuit for a while.
Yeah, we was on the circuit. I think we had like 32 or 33 games and only played 8 different teams
That's
for
crazy.
over 2.5 years. Yeah, 2 years.
I mean, I know there's not that many teams in the A bracket because it's very low in numbers, but you have to draw more
Right.
than just that many.
It it was pretty much um I think 2 or 3 straight tournaments in a row we played Bulldogs main event on Saturday. Same 2 teams every Saturday, pretty much. It was crazy, But it also made us better. We took a couple beatings, and then finally we beat the Bulldogs and shit. So, we took our lumps, but we got better every tournament. So it kind of worked out for us. But now we're ready to see some new teams.
I think it's going to be good for you guys to see some new teams. I think
Yeah,
I would like to see you guys go up against. I like to see you
like
guys. I want
Aftermath
to
or
see roll.
somebody.
Yeah, I like to see y'all face rollers because I want to see what Matt Bailey has coming for that tournament.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I mean, after coming off a national chip, he's not going to go to or start some team that don't have the players. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
So he's definitely going to bring his guys.
and I heard a lot of the guys that he had on second gen back in January will be joining him for rollers.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I figured that.
So it's curious to see how they come out and play. Um,
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing Scorpions back in the A bracket. Greg Proctor and company trying
Yeah.
to get that
There you
last
go.
championship for them.
Yeah. I mean, they're a good team too. So I'm glad to see him play A. Yeah.
We'll also see the return of Laney's. That's a team who I haven't heard from in a long time.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't even seen them in a while, so I don't even know what they really have. And they was on the circuit for the whole time we was on the circuit. We never even got to play him. We wasn't. I've never even seen him at the field. So it's just crazy that we've never crossed paths with them in 2.5 years. So
It's wild.
yeah,
So you got that coming up. You got Summer
yeah.
Sizzler. So we were just talking about Sizzler earlier. What are your impressions going in, at least for some of these teams I mentioned?
Well, I mean, you just don't know what they have. The Hawks could bring a whole team. It might not be the regular Hawks. They might just take an all-star team from their league. So you don't even know who they're going to bring. Regan, he's going to bring a lot of guys. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's hard to say what people are going to have.
I think it's gonna be interesting. That's for sure. I'm looking forward to it.
Right.
Um, see, trying to think. Anything else, Boone? You got on your mind tonight?
Nah, man, just still fucking licking my wounds over here after that game last night, man. Been down in the dumps today, man. It's one thing to be sore, but holding a championship trophy, but it's another thing to be sore and not win that bitch. So it sucks.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. You guys put in all the work all weekend. You definitely earned your
Yeah.
spot to be there.
Yep.
Just couldn't come up with it in the end, but Showtime will be back. I definitely believe that.
Yeah. 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 We gotta learn from everything that happened over the weekend and get better. And I know my guys will. So I'm pretty excited for the next couple weeks.
I am as well. Starting next
So
weekend, Summer Sizzler. We'll be kicking that off
hell yeah.
7:30 in the morning. Hopefully, we're not kicking
Yep.
it off at 7:30, but
Definitely. So. All right, brother. I'm gonna get off here and get to bed, man. I'm fucking tired as hell. So
rest up, Boone. You got a
y'all
long
have
month
a good
ahead.
night, man.
You too.
All right, fellas. I'll talk to you. Peace.
Peace. Chris Boone joining us. He's pretty stoked. He's pretty excited. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking at the teams for the summer, not the summer. I'm sorry. For the Charm City Classic. Let's take a look. Mentioned the A bracket teams earlier. Aftermath, Bullets, 7 Point, Laney's, Gusto, Showtime, Madness, Scorpions, Main Event, Rollers, Bulldogs, PME. Let's look at the B teams. Rampage, 410 Ravens, Long Island Ducks, FOE, AFN, Blackhawks, MD Titans, Long Island Demons, OMFFL. I wonder what that's going to be like. That's a whole league being named right there. Curious to see what the OMFFL team is going to be. Perhaps that's a team we'll see at the Summer Sizzler. Who knows? Renegades, Blazers 2.0, and finally the Grimies. It's going to be awesome. And we're going to have it in 2 weeks as part of our kickoff special. We got a busy time period ahead. Let's recap the calendar. Let's look to the future. Here's what we got. Okay, here we go. 25th and 26th, Summer Sizzler. August 1st and 2nd, Charm City Classic. August 1st, Railroaders kick off for the first time. August 8th and 9th, Blick. August 16th, KFFL kicks off. Are you guys ready? It's football season. I'm ready. Let's go.